This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
Hi, and welcome to a Fairly Standard Review. I'm
Batman.
Batman Arkham Knight, the final game in the Rocksteady trilogy. This is it, pretty much, for Rocksteady. This is their final Batman game. They have said it everywhere. Every time someone, you know what I mean? No, this is it. This is the end. End of their trilogy. Now, the reason I said trilogy is because obviously Arkham Origins is obviously in the series, but it was not created, or obviously developed, sorry, created, either way, developed by Rocksteady, who developed obviously Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, both games which obviously received critical acclaim and were just altogether amazing games in their own right. Now, in the sense of Arkham Asylum was more of like a Metroid kind of game where you were stuck in one place, and as you went through the levels you gained more gadgets, and essentially you could backtrack and find more things, more Riddler. Go backtracking and find more Riddler trophies and certain things with the, you know, the explosive gel, the remote batarang, stuff like that. With Arkham City, they opened it up into a more open world type game where you pretty much weren't really locked into the story. Story wasn't just pushing you straight forward. You could go off the beaten path with the over 400 Riddler trophies in City, and you could do those and then come back to the story. Or you could obviously do the story and do those later, but you get my point. It was more of an open world. It opened up Batman, and you could now glide. You could grapnel boost. You could do all those things in Arkham City, and there were still new gadgets, but most of the gadgets you had obtained, obviously, by the end of the first game were now pretty much you had in the second game from the start, because obviously you were now a Batman going into a situation he knows he's going to need more stuff. Now, with Arkham Knight, yes, I'm skipping over Arkham Origins. With Arkham Knight, first I want to say something about Arkham City's story compared to Arkham Knight's story, because a lot of people complained that Arkham City's story was too much, like there were too many villains. I personally had no problem, because obviously they're all in there, so why wouldn't he have to go through certain ones or encounter certain ones throughout the story? You know, the main story, obviously. A lot of people had a problem with that. I think Rocksteady heard that and decided in this one, the main story, you know, the main through story would only have 2, maybe 3 villains, because you'll see. I don't want to reveal anything, but you'll see when you play. Arkham Knight's story is this: Joker is dead. This takes place around Halloween, and Scarecrow has threatened the city with a new fear gas he's cooked up, and the entire city is empty, pretty much, except for obviously, you know, all the villains who are in it with Scarecrow and Arkham Knight, and just, you know, thugs and hooligans and whoever decided to stay under Scarecrow's protection.
Tomorrow, this will seem like child's play. Gotham, this is your only warning.
Scarecrow's threat worked. Yesterday, there were 6.3 million people in Gotham City. Today, not so many. The only people left on the streets are the sort that enjoy the chaos.
Gotham's finest.
Scum. criminals. And worse, not enough good people left to stop them.
As the story starts, pretty much right off the bat, a lot of people have been saying, oh, it's probably the Joker. The Joker's probably Arkham Knight. Right off the bat, Rocksteady pretty much says, it's not. And here's why. Because in the first few seconds, you pretty much burn Joker's corpse. And that's not really a spoiler, because that was actually a part of the E3 for Sony. They actually showed the first 5 minutes where the Joker gets burned, well, cremated, and the cop kills people because of the fear toxin. But, you know. Starts off like that, and then we find out, obviously, as I said, Scarecrow threatens the city and it's evacuated. Then Batman's there, goes to talk to Gordon, and that sets everything in motion.
I'm just glad you made it out okay. Sorry, I've got to go. Stay safe, Barbara.
You still know how to make an entrance.
How's the evacuation going?
Last bus crossed the city limits an hour ago. I'm just glad my little girl got out when she did. Now the real work begins.
Any lead on Scarecrow?
We were tracking an unknown military vehicle speeding through Chinatown. It's the only lead we've had all night, but they gave us the slip. With the evacuation, I just don't have the manpower left in the city.
If you find it, tell your men not to engage. I'll deal with it.
Do you really think Scarecrow's crazy enough to detonate a chemical weapon in Gotham?
I won't let that happen, Jim. In case you need to reach me, it's going to be a long night.
I really do not want to reveal too much about the story. I don't really want to talk about it here because I want you to play it. If you're a Batman fan, you're going to love this story. If you're a normal comic book fan, you're going to love this story. This is actually the best story, I think, of all the games. Mostly. Arkham Knight, the Arkham Knight reveal is a little anticlimactic because Rocksteady, I'm not going to tell you, I'm just going to say the Arkham Knight reveal is a little anticlimactic. It is actually a great reveal if you do not know certain histories about certain characters. That's all I'm going to say because I don't want to spoil it. But if you don't know certain characters, this reveal will actually be very good. And it's very handled extremely well. But if you know certain backstories, it's going to be really obvious. Once they mention one name, you're going to know exactly who it is. And if you don't, you're an idiot. Especially if you know the backstories of those said characters. But other than that, this story is probably the best. A little bit better than... It could have been a lot better, as I said, if the Arkham Knight thing had been handled a little differently. But it's a little bit better than Arkham City, because Arkham City to me was amazing because it took... Like how everybody didn't like all the villains. I like how it took all these villains, put it in the bowl, mixed it up, and it tasted great. You know, it wasn't... oh, what the hell's he doing here? And that made no sense towards the story. No, for City, it made sense. But this one's much more focused on Scarecrow and Arkham Knight. And that actually is a great thing because the main story is so focused on this. The story actually, with how much it's focused on just those two characters, is almost like you took Arkham Asylum, where it was mainly Joker, Harley, and all the guys he had with him, pretty much, and then you had your Bane and your Croc and all those guys. It's that kind of focused, where it's so focused that you will go off and do the other things, the other side missions, and the ones dealing with other villains. But you're pretty much staying focused on the main game, or at least I did, because the story had me pretty much from the beginning, because I'd been anticipating this since it was originally supposed to come out in October of last year. This one, it had me because I really wanted to know who the Arkham Knight was, and I was pretty much, beelining. I am not slowing down. I am playing this. I'm finishing this story. Then I'll go back and do all that other shit. But right now, I'm figuring this shit out because I want to know who it is. Because I'm not going to reveal that, but other than the story, I'm going to skip the story because obviously I just rambled on for quite a while about a lot of things that I didn't really even talk about. The combat is back and better than ever. No, it is back and it is great. With the combat, they've added, instead of, Batman's little flip off in the ground where, you use the explosive gel, you did that little flip, put it on the ground, and then you had to wait for a guy to come by and, oh, I'm standing over it, boom, he blows him up. Now it has actually become, he shoots a little spray shot at the guy and it kind of blows him, and then he's kind of, he's kind of like that. And I'm not really sure if that's better or worse. I mean, it's a lot quicker, and and you don't have to worry about it and think, okay, when is focusing on hitting that guy, jumping over there. Oh, now somebody's over it. Pff, I think it works better than the original form of spraying the explosive gel on the floor. You can also pick up bats and other things off the floor, like, say a thug, he whacks you with the bat, or he misses, obviously, but he drops it. Once you build up enough combo meter, you can pretty much pick up that bat and start whacking the crap out of everybody else. You now have the ability to, pick up things around the environment. There's also environmental takedowns, in a sense, like, if you're in a building with low-hanging lights, at one point you can just, push, with the batarang, drops on their head, although that would really hurt, and I'd be amazed if they didn't die. But the combat is, I think, at the pinnacle. Like, this is the best it will be. I don't know what else they could add, because even with Arkham City, it was a great improvement over Arkham Asylum. And I just don't know what they could improve on. And I said that with City, and now they did it here. And I really don't know where they're going to go from there.
When you're there, charge him. Here, this should help. No match for you.
At certain points during the story, you can interact with Catwoman, Nightwing, and Robin. And in those situations, you're going to have a chance to play as those characters. You're not going to be able to actually do like you did in Arkham City, where you could at certain points take complete control of the story and whatnot as Catwoman. Like, no Batman there. You as Catwoman, Batman is, you know, somewhere over there, and you're Catwoman going around the city. In this one, you cannot do that. But you can get into fights with them, and they can help you, and there's now a button press where pretty much if I'm Batman fighting with Nightwing, you know, I punch the guy, I throw him to Nightwing, Nightwing pops him, and, you know, and then I'm now in control of Nightwing. So you can combo into, you know, combo switch to that character. But this only happens in certain scenarios where you're either, you know, helping Nightwing track down Penguin, or, you know, helping Robin take down Harley at a certain point, or helping Catwoman with the Riddler.
I've been working on my swing. Watch and learn. Gonna knock his head right out of the...
This is you handling it, right? Now don't worry, you can thank me later.
I'm gonna end. That's mine.
Make sure you keep up, Batman.
I'll destroy.
Catch this, Nightwing.
Here you go. Let's see who can take it the most.
We're here to rip you a new one, Nightwing.
Your face will be dust. Just like the old days. I'll try not to make you look too bad.
Another big thing, and you know, it's all been all over there in marketing, is the whole be the Batman. Now, obviously, we've been the Batman before, but now it's the complete be the Batman experience because they've now added in the Batmobile.
Stay here. I'll send someone to pick you up.
What are you doing?
Evening the odds. Oracle, I need to track that military vehicle.
A squad car has picked up the pursuit. I'm relaying its location now.
I think this Batmobile is amazing. I really enjoyed the driving. I enjoyed the handbraking around turns. I enjoyed all of it. I even enjoyed the tank. Playing as the tank is a lot of fun, I think. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's stupid, you know, like, why has Batman got a tank that could kill people? First of all, he's going to war. What the fuck do you want? Okay? Because they started it. But it's all non-lethal rounds. I found... There was one thing that I don't want to say it's a problem, but it kind of caught me off guard, which was there's going to be a certain point when you need to use the Batmobile for a stealth section, more or less a stealth section, and it will get on your nerves a little bit if you're more of a you know, go in there, blow it up, and just you know, shooting off your shit more or less, you know, blowing your load everywhere, boom, you know, you're gonna have a hard time. Because I know somebody else who was playing and had a hard time with that. But there's a point, because you're going to have to take down these certain tanks very, very quickly and very quietly. I know that makes no sense, you know, you having a tank, having to take down another tank quietly. Doesn't make sense. But you'll see when you get there, and it might throw some people off and be like, well, this is stupid. What is this doing in a Batman game? I enjoyed it. I think it was a fun little change of pace. And it's not, you know, throughout the whole game annoying the shit out of you going, oh god, not another stealth section. Not again! You know, but it's fine. I had no problem. It was alright. It was fine. They also have brought back the Riddler. And now he still has his little, you know, Riddler trophies around. But now, with the inclusion of the Batmobile, there is... Riddler has, for some unknown reason, created, like, I think it's 5, maybe 6 tracks. Pretty cool tracks, actually. For you to test out the Batmobile and try and defeat him. Which also plays into his side story. With the kidnapping of Catwoman, which you'll see. I'm not going to spoil anything about. But there are some fun freaking puzzles in there, by the way.
You will not win this!
It's still not a riddle, Eddie.
Team puzzles. It's not just, oh, Batman's got to save her. Yay. It's you really have to pay attention and focus. Some very, very clever puzzles, actually, with the Riddler stuff. The tracks are a lot of fun. Very frustrating, though. Very, very frustrating. Some of them are really going to get you to want to break your damn controller.
Mission activated. Simulation activated. Simulation activated.
Or at least they did me. There's one, I think the last one, you have to go up the wall and then you gotta, like, you're on the side, so you kinda gotta, turn down this way and then turn back up, and it'll really drive you crazy. I beat it, obviously, but it took me about 15 minutes of continuous trying, and it really pissed me off. But it was worth it. It's one of those things where it'll piss you off and get you so damn mad you want to break the controller and maybe even break the game. Well, break the disc. But if you bought the disc and you didn't get it digitally, It is so rewarding though when you finally beat it. So I don't want to say that's a negative, that they're too hard, but they're frustrating in a good way. Because once you beat it, you get that feeling like, yeah, fuck you, I beat it. Yeah. Kind of feeling. And it's fun. And it feels good. You know, you're like, oh, man, that was great. I beat it. Fuck that. I beat it. But then you try and obviously do it faster and you keep fucking up. And then you just go, well, fuck it. I'm going to something else. Obviously, they brought back New Game Plus. They have the augmented reality training stuff back, which is good. The only problem I have is that now, for some reason, the challenge maps are actually technically locked to the DLC because I couldn't find them except the augmented reality. And this is a big problem for me only because that was the fun part after beating the game and then beating New Game Plus was going back and playing the challenge maps to get higher scores and whatnot. And I did that all through Batman Arkham Asylum. I 100%ed that. I did it for Arkham City. I haven't 100%ed that yet because of there's not Batman anymore. It's Batman. You got to do Catwoman. You got to do Robin. You got to do Nightwing. This one, I really wanted to do that though on this one because I really enjoyed, as I was going through it, the combat. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to try a map as Robin. You know, practice a little with Robin, practice a little with Nightwing, maybe even a little with Catwoman. But they're not there. And also because I, as everyone pretty much got who pre-ordered the game, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is a lot of fun to play as, but guess what? I can't play as her outside of that little 15 to 20 minute campaign thing, that side story that she gets. I really want to. So that's a small annoyance, that we have to wait for the DLC to play challenge maps. Now I understand that, you know, oh, play the main game first, then play New Game Plus, then finish it, then 100% everything. And then when you buy the DLC, now you have this new stuff. But I wanted it now. I understand that's a little selfish, and you did it before. You had them before. Why am I paying for something that you did twice before, and technically once, obviously with Origins, but I'm barely mentioning that, but that's my point. All the other ones did that, but why now am I being, you know, hamstrung? Why are you taking it away from me and saying I have to pay for it? It's kind of annoying, but I'll live. The acting in this one is very good. The voice acting is back. Kevin Conroy. Arlene Sorkin has not been back since Arkham Asylum, so that's okay. It's been, you know, Tara Strong, who's still very good as Harley. A surprise guest, which I will not reveal because it's an awesome, awesome thing to see and hear throughout the main story. You got Troy Baker coming back as Two-Face and as the Arkham Knight. You've got the guy from Fringe. I can't remember his name at the moment because I didn't watch Fringe. I just know he was on it. Everybody in this game is beautifully voice acted. The only problem, there was a small problem with the mouth movements. Occasionally, there was a lot of like that. Like they were talking, like especially with Batman. I don't know what the problem was with Batman, but like his voice is amazing. But then it's like he's just like staring at it. It's like, yes, let's do it. Yeah, it's just very minimal, and it just looks off, and it just looks stupid. But that's like some of the time, not during cutscenes, but when they do that like that fixed angle where he's talking to somebody, like you know, he just saved the cop, and the cop's like, "Thank you, Batman. Oh, I would never made it." Sorry. "Oh, I would never made it out of that alive." "You're welcome. Now, what were they looking for?" You know, like that. Graphics are quite amazing in this game as well. It's raining a lot, and it looks beautiful. Just amazing. There's no loading screens in this game. None. I mean, obviously you die, you get a fucking loading screen, but shut up. In game, you know, ooh, I'm in a building. No loading screen. Go out of the building. No loading screen. It is amazing how there's no loading screens other than when you die. It is very nice. Also, great use of, like, you know, you're driving around, you're going through the muck, you know, under Gotham and stuff, and you're getting all that dirt up on you. It looks amazing. I'm not doing a very good job explaining that, but just when you play it, you will see that it just looks so beautiful and everything. Like, as I said, with, you know, you could be driving or walking through the, you know, the muck and stuff, and it kicks up on you. You know, you jumped into it. You did the, you know, the dive away while you're in combat into a puddle. You know, the puddle, watch it. You know, it's on you. And it just is a lot of good attention to detail in this game. In closing, pretty much this game right now, along with The Witcher 3, are actually my 2 favorite games of the year. Probably right there, right as of right now, my number 1 and my number 2, or 1A and 1B, because I actually, as of right now, I think Batman's story was better. I think overall the story was better. I think Batman is edged out a little bit because how much Witcher 3's kind of story was a little bit more about the side quests, but it was still a very good story. This is a great game. This is a great Batman game. This is a great, just all-around game. Better than Arkham City, better than Asylum. But that's also speculative because, you know, you could have your favorite. You might like the, you know, the more condensed and kind of in that, you know, more condensed space of Asylum, or you might prefer City because of, I don't know, whatever reason you have. But I prefer this game. Now, that's not to say that I wouldn't obviously go back and play the others. The others were great, but this game to me is, as of right now, best game of the year so far, ahead of Witcher 3. But barely, just barely. I would give this game, if anything, maybe a 10. Maybe a 9 or a 10. I'm not sure. It's probably somewhere in between, obviously, but I don't like to do decimals, and I don't really like the number system. But this is a definite buy. Buy this game. It's an awesome game. Everything about this game is great, except for what I said earlier. If you don't know certain characters' backstories, the surprise at the end will be great. You know, you'll be like, wow, my God! If you do, it's kind of like, are you kidding? I guessed that already, man. But it's still handled very well. Not to take anything away from it. It's just, it's like, I knew it already. Jeez. You're acting like I didn't know. What am I, an idiot? But, oh, and the challenge maps. Not having challenge maps right away on disc is a little annoying. Now, obviously, I reviewed this, and obviously played it on Xbox One. Now, obviously, I have nothing to say about PC. Everybody's bitching about the PC version, how Warner Brothers and Rocksteady, fuck them, fuck you, fuck them, we're not buying your shit. I bought the game on Xbox One. I have nothing to say about PC other than they fucked that up. But the PC has nothing to do with my score because I reviewed and played Xbox One version, which was fine. So, don't bitch at me, don't yell at me and say, what about the PC version? I didn't play it on there. So shut up. Now, other than that, buy this game, please. I'm begging you, not be wasting your money. It is great. See you on the next one. Whatever that may be.
I'd sacrifice anything for the sake of having you near, in spite of all voice. Repeats in my head.
And you can. This is a giant open world, even 10 times. I don't actually know how many. I'm just exaggerating, but it is huge. Lot more big. Yeah, perfect English, right? Huger again. Also new in the combat sections that they fuck. Okay, in certain scenarios, you're actually going to interact with Nightwing, Kitana. At certain points in the story in the game, you're going to interact with Kitana. Fuck, I said Kitana again.
Take me on home to the asylum. Never alone in the asylum. anarchy ruled. It was wild, but through it all you never smiled. Joke's on you, I'm in your head, so look who's laughing now. Remember in Arkham City, I killed your girl, so pretty. That was the night you let me die. But when I looked you in the eye, that's when I knew we'd be together. Look who's laughing now. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. Ah, I fill you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you. I am the clown, prince of crime. And we've had a hell of a time.
That's all the bombs disarmed. Time to take down Charisma.
Nothing left to do. I just can't wait till I'm in control. Who'll be laughing then? I drove you round the bend and I'm laughing. I'm with you till the end and I can't stop laughing. I killed all your friends and I can't stop laughing.
No encore?